Hello everyone, welcome to General Lando 327 plays Final Fantasy XIII, episode 39. This will be the little clinching episode of the storyline. Then we have all the post-story stuff to do in future episodes, so we're not going to be done with this game for quite some time yet. But we are going to finish the storyline today. So I did spend quite a bit of time here in the Tesseracts. Fighting and grinding and so on and so on. I actually spent, you see my time now is like 54 hours. You really don't need to spend that much time. I think we were at about 49 at the end of last episode. So, I mean, I spent like 5 hours here. But that's mostly because I was binge watching The Magicians and then I started on Full Metal Alchemist, which would be my first anime series that I've ever watched. So I'm actually kind of excited. Anyway, so I was heavily distracted. You can probably actually do this grinding up to finishing off everybody's Crystariums, including secondary roles, in 2 or 3 hours if you come into it about the same place I was at. Again, I just recommend watching something in the background if you have the option. Why not? Makes the grind a little bit less tedious. So you'll notice my CP levels. I'm actually overdid it. The problem is that I want to have about 700,000 on everybody's going into the final sequences here. And I kind of got carried away trying to get Hope and Fang up to there enough to cap them out. So that we have the capped out CP to go into post-story. So I'm going to be wasting some CP here, but we've got the growth egg, and we're going to be going countless more hours into the post-story anyway. So without going any further, let's just get going. Let's see. So we've got another boss here, and I forgot to set up for it before I did this. It's actually pain because I'm not set up properly for this. So let's just skip this. We'll watch the cutscene in a second. Nothing really important happens in that cutscene anyway, but it's just another one. Hey, here's another boss battle. That's basically all that cutscene is. But I want to set up differently anyway, because I forgot to do that. Alright, so we need to set up basically need to just take, by the way, I did switch out, I know I did this too early at the end of the last video, I did switch out Saz, Hope for Saz, because it just makes things a little bit less sticky in places. Alright, so then what we need to do is once we've switched her all over to commando roles, we need to set, so diversity is going to stay the same. We're going to turn this into Try Disaster and Cerberus. And then we need to start in Decimation, which we're already in, and then we're good to go. This really is not a tough battle, at least at the beginning. We don't even need to bother with, I mean, we're literally as developed as we can be at this point, but we can just use what we have here to get going. Once you do this boss fight, you cannot come back to this area ever again, which is why I recommend grinding as much as we did. Actually, a little bit less than I did, but you know. Right. Libras, that's what I'm talking about. Alright. So we're going to let Saz get Protect, Shell, Vigilance, and Bar Frost on all of us. we're doing that, we're just going to be running up a pain gauge. You could actually just control Saz in this to make it a little bit faster, because we don't really need bravery and faith, and we do want protection shell.
Thank you.
Alright. Now we can go into... How far do we need to get Yeah, we need to try disaster first so that we can try to run the stagger gauge up. And then we're going to go to try to Cerberus, three commandos. This is one of the reasons I recommend having Fang work on her Ravager roll. I mean, at this point, we have everything for everybody, but alright, we're going to switch to Cerberus. I don't think we're going to get all the way up to 999, but we weren't going to finish it in one stagger anyway. Not a huge deal. Get a couple of smites out of it anyway. Alright. Then it's going to move to walking form, which allows it to use which allows us to be able to hit it with stats effects, but we don't really want to waste time doing that because he's also going to start debuffing us. So what we really want to do is just keep doing what we're doing. We'll start in Commando to build some feedback in the gauge, and then we'll accept that we did that each, just so that we get a little bit of stability going. He's already starting to debuff us, which is a nuisance, but I do need to watch my health a little bit here, although I do have, I can use 2 renews yet before I run out of TPs. Alright, we're gonna do this. Doing also renew to make things easy on ourselves. There we go. Alright, and then back to try that.
Let's see who's left standing.
Then we'll get this thing staggered in a hurry, and we'll kill it in the second stagger. Now the nice thing is that now that he's in walking form, he can be launched, which makes things a little bit easier if we can keep him juggled, which is not too hard to do. I don't really want to do that though, because I really want to kill him in the stagger period. We're going to do this. Come on. Rats. I did a second too late to get the... Ow. I don't usually see him go back up into the air. Usually I kill him in the second stagger. I was a little sloppy there. I mean, it wouldn't be a horrible idea for me to switch to Decimation because we won't be debuffing us here. At least get haste and... actually, haste is probably all we really need. Let's just do this. We still have a renew if we need it. should be good at this point. Oh, well, that's whatever. There we go. Yeah, that took way too long. I got sloppy. All right, and say goodbye to the Tesseract for this game.
Got too many foul seeds for my taste.
And now the only thing left that we have to do is the final sequence, which may actually take up the rest of the hour with all the cutscenes and everything. Including my second favorite song in any Final Fantasy series as part of the final sequence. We're going to do some shopping before we do anything else. We need to go to B&W Outfitters and pick up some Cherub's Crown. We got one from killing the Immortal. We need two more. Two more? Yeah. Alright, and then just in case I got it, I didn't. I already sold everything that I could sell. And I accidentally sold. Remember back when I was saying I couldn't remember if we needed the perfect conductors and superconductors for anything else? Well, we did. I accidentally sold the well, not exactly accidentally, but you know, I sold the superconductors and I shouldn't have. It makes this a little bit more cost effective, but then we need to upgrade these Cherub's Crowns. We should have gotten plenty of the oh, we don't need the catalysts. That's right. We're not going to bother with the catalysts. Let's sort this, and then I want Cherub's Crown. I do, however... No, I don't. I don't even need to get... we can just do this with perfect conductors. We don't even need to bother to use the beast components to get it up to ×3. Not even worth it. So 4 of the perfect conductors or 6 superconductors will turn it into the top rank here. That gives us a resist death of plus 45%, which we will need for the final part of the boss sequence. We have plenty of perovskites. We could upgrade it, but there's really no need. For one thing, that's going to decrease the initial resistance, and we'll have to re-up it to get it back that high, and this is plenty for what we need. It's not like death sticks that well anyways. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to do the same thing here. So I don't have enough perfect conductors, and I don't feel like buying them. So I'm actually going to use some of these bomb cores that we've been kicking around. So 6 of those will work just fine. There we go. That's done. And that's all we need. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the party that I prefer, that I used to prefer before midway through chapter 11 or so, when I finally switched out Vanille. We're going to set up Lightning, Vanille, and Fang, with Lightning as our leader. We need to set up basically the same set of paradigms that we used to use back then. Only now we have access to Try Disaster, with Fang having some Ravager stuff. So that makes it interesting. Alright. And then we do need one setup for only one setup for healing, which also uses Fang as a sentinel, so that we have the dual purpose of fast healing and further damage reduction to the party while we're healing, and then the rest of it is all going to be the usual. The only thing that's new here is having a paradigm where Fang is a synergist, because she has access to the... well, let's see. Which ones does she currently have? I know she has Bravera and Faithra, which are... yeah. Bravera and Faithra are the ones that we care about, although she has Protectora and Shaura as well. So these are better versions of the Brave, Faith, Protect, and Shell spells, but they last for a much shorter period of time. But for our purposes in here, this is going to be good. It's okay that we've hit 999,999. We aren't going to get any CP from this sequence of boss battles. So, if anything, we're actually a little bit low on Fang and Hope. But it's not like we won't grind in the next chapter. Well, non-chapter, post-game anyway. I call it Chapter 14. It's not really Chapter 14. There is no Chapter 14. So we're going to save here. Just in case something goes horribly wrong, although we have... I mean, if something goes horribly wrong, we're going to have to start the sequence over anyway, so... Oh, you know what else I forgot? Equipment. Alright, I knew there was something I was missing. Alright, we got the Lionheart. Obviously, these fights are going to be a lot longer than our usual setups for quick resolution with the Aurora Scarves and Sprint Shoes are going to be useful for. So, and same thing with the Auto Brave and Auto Faith accessories. We don't really need those. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch things around a little bit here. We actually need to go over to Snow's stuff and take off the Royal Armlet, because we're going to be making use of that, and we are in fact going to give both Lightning and Fang are going to get Royal Armlets, or no, Lightning and Vanille are going to get Royal Armlets to reduce their physical and magic damage. Make things a little even a little bit more easier. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Forgot I had this on. Wait, what? Where's my Sorcerer's Mark? Move. Ah, that's right. I forgot that I haven't used her since that fight where she had both Sorcerer's Marks. So, you're going to get a Sorcerer's Mark. You get a Sorcerer's Mark, and you get a Sorcerer's Mark. But that's all because there's only 2 Sorcerer's Marks. Anyway, Warrior's Wristband to further amp her stats. Alright, you're gonna get... I could have just left one of those Sorcerer's Marks on her, but whatever. Alright, and then a Weirding Glyph to increase both her magic and a magic wall ability, and then you get the other Rune Armlet. Or Royal Armlet. There we go. And you get Power Glove, Rune Bracelet for your own little magic defense, and a Shaman's Mark to increase the magic wall. Alright. That's going to do that. Then we're golden. We're going to toss an Ethersol here. We're going to keep forgetting you can't have anything else on the screen, because I definitely want my TP for this battle just in case something goes sideways. Then we're going to do Fortisol and Aegisol just to make things easy on ourselves. Then we'll save. Then all our preparation is done in one quick save, just in case, although it's going to reset us back to the beginning if we die anyway, so... I mean, back to the beginning of the sequence. Why can't I move? Thank you. Stuck on the corner there, apparently. Alright, so you'll notice we didn't actually put on the... oh, by the way, there's a treasure sphere hiding somewhere over the rainbow. There's a treasure sphere here somewhere. And also, why is it already wasting my shrouds? Wait, isn't there a treasure sphere here? Whatever. I don't need the shrouds anyway. Where's the... Okay, there is a treasure sphere in this area. Where is it? Get that Ethersol back. I do not see a treasure sphere. Oh, there it is. Alright. So I just wasted a Fortisol and Aegisol, but, you know, whatever. It's not like we can buy them at this point. And here we go.
Let's do this.
Yes, let's do this.
Ready?
Yeah. Ready. This is it.
Moment of truth, hero.
Little lights. Just like in Eva.
Life's spark shines on, once freed from its fleshly shroud.
Dodge!
Sarah!
Guess who?
Dreams, meanwhile, shatter in a flash.
Dodge! No!
Think. Where's the real Sarah?
Yeah. Don't forget, Bartandalus is quite the illusionist.
It isn't real. It's just foul sea smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, they don't work wonders. They play tricks. What?
At last, my errantless sea. Men fight men. Men battle beasts. Cocoon wars with Pulse. There can be no end to such conflict. But Cocoon's end is imminent and inevitable. Will you not at least slay Orphan and make it quick, as an act of mercy?
Mercy? You mean murder. And Cocoon won't die. We're not here for that. We came for you.
Such willful insolence. Disappointing. You prolong Cocoon's suffering. And to what end? Refusing me but condemns another to face your focus tomorrow. If you truly seek salvation, you will obey.
Alright, here goes, guys. The last conflict with Bartandalus. As always, Libra. And then we just let them debuff for a few seconds here. Let's see, 3, 4 is all we can get on him. We're just missing, what? 12, okay. Which we definitely want. There it is. Then we go into full try disaster, run up the chain gauge until we get it up to about 700 or 800. Yeah, I lost focus on what I was doing there first. Alright, we're going to toss a renew because I don't feel like switching right now. Better off to just keep the pressure on. See if we can't finish in here with a couple of smites, hopefully. Skirting, I guess. No, not quite. Close, but no cigar. Fine. We'll still kill him here in 2 seconds. And that's that. He does have, as you see, we get no CP from this, so that's why we don't care about the growth egg. We don't care about the fact that we're maxed out with most of our characters. He does have 2 attacks that are nasty if you're not using Forestall and Aegisol, and you're likely to see them. One is his usual Thanatosian Laughter. The other one is he casts Ultima.
Release.
Also
Last release.
It's done.
All right!
Yay, we did it!
Whew. We did it, huh?
Yep. It's that bird again.
Yeah, about that.
Even Getty must fall ere we be saved. Too frail a shell and humans should not thrive. Too stout a shell and they would not die. Slaughter and salvation, 2 irreconcilable focuses we bore. Yet bound were we in a cocoon prison, impervious to our power. And so we thank you for granting us our longed-for birth.
Die, sleep. No, not anymore.
We are the abandoned one, born but now to die. Our name is Orphan. By
Alright. So now we get to a real boss fight.
We shall pry open the door to salvation.
First thing we actually need to do is hit retry so we can reset our gear for this part of the fight. Alright, so phase 2. Our paradigms are all set up. We don't need to change those for the rest of this. That's why I had them set up the way that I did with the extra, the Sentinel and the Synergist paradigms. First thing we need to do, though, is we're going to swap out... Not that. Nothing left to do in the Crystarium. Yet. Equipment, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, so we're going to swap out the Sorcerer's Mark here for one of the Cherub's Crowns we just created. There we go. You're going to get rid of the Sorcerer's Mark, right? Yeah, Sorcerer's Mark for the second one. And then you're going to get rid of your Shaman's Mark for the same thing. That way we all have death resistance. Next thing we need to do is just set our default paradigm to Combat Clinic. And you'll see why very shortly. Alright, then we can skip the cutscene that we just already watched. And I'm going to use a Libra Scope instead of regular Libra. Just because I kind of want to hang on to that extra TP. Just in case. Alright, here goes. He starts with this, which is one of his nastiest moves. Boom, and that's why we started in Combat Clinic. If you are not maxed out at this point, you are probably going to need 2 Sentinels to survive that. Which severely hampers your abilities to do much of anything else in the battle. In case you can't tell, this is the real final boss. There is... let's see. Alright, so once we heal, we want to switch over to here to try to get at least Deprotect, Deshell, and Imperil on him. If we can get Poison and Slow, it would be nice, but if we can't, that's fine. Alright, we got 3 we have to have. I'm going to try to get Poison and Slow real quick. There's Poison. Come on, give me Slow. Alright. Oh, there we go, we got it. Last possible second, but we got it. And then we want to get Haste, Protector, and Shelra. While I'm going to go ahead and use my last Renew. Oh no, I'm back up to full TP. Never mind. Wow. I forgot that it did that. Give me Protection Shell. Before I stagger him, preferably. So that I can go full on out. I think we can kill him in one stagger if I do this right. Which was not to switch to aggression. Let's try this again. Thank you. Might be able to kill him in one stagger. Never mind, because he's going to do that. This is going to hurt. Forgot that resets the fan gate, and then he switches to the other he goes from light to dark and back again. So now you can see the little dark orb on the side. So now he's using his other attack set. All right. Alright, so now instead of using debuffs and everything, we're going to go into Delta attack because now his dark side attacks are a little bit nastier, including debuffs. The advantage to using a Sentinel here is that he's primarily going to target his debuffs on Fang, who's just going to heal by using Metagard. So we can build up the chain gauge again. We're going to drop into Combat Clinic for just a second just so we make sure we're healed up. Because he will use his ultimate, his Dark Ultimate, which I think is at least as nasty as the light one. We just don't want to lose our chain gauge either. This is one of his nastier attacks. Usually. Boom. Now we got this. This is a risk, but we're gonna go all out here. That progenital wrath, that's the one that causes death. So that's why it seemed like it didn't do anything. That's because it usually causes death. If you're gonna get deathed out of a battle, that's the one that it's gonna happen on. Now, there we go.
Have you ever paused to consider our reason for making the sea of men? We Fal'Cie are crafted for a single purpose, and granted finite power to that end. With men, it is not so. Men dream, aspire, and through indomitable force of will achieve the impossible. Your power is beyond measure. We take the sea, that we might wield such strength. Through you, we obtained freedom from our bondage. And now, your focus alone remains. Defy it, and all will flee from naught. Cocoon's sacrifice, and that of Grand Pulse as well. Yet, if we but summon the Maker, we will be granted the chance to begin again. All our sins absolved, and the world born anew. Submit the sea,
Stop it!
Ragnarok, lead us into the light.
Let her go!
We have no need to flood the sea.
Orphan! I'll do it. I'll destroy you.
Ragnarok, the will to guide a world unto oblivion. Can you bear the sin of our salvation?
You heard me. I said I'll do it!
You can't. I'll be fine. And you can't forget our promise. We promised to save Cocoon. We promised.
I made another promise too. To protect my family.
Fang?
Sometimes. You gotta choose! Back off!
What did you do? This ain't the time to be losing it, lady!
You too, huh? What do you gain from hurting Vanille? We're in this together. This is my focus. No one's gonna stop me.
Rather stunning sequence here. I love the exposition at the beginning of all of that, explaining
Everything I do. Why? Is this what you meant to
the function
happen?
of the sea, why it has to be humans.
All of them.
And most importantly, what they're really
All
after.
we went through.
Guess I deserve it. After what I did. Are they my sin to bear for choosing salvation?
Please, stop. Stop it! Give them back!
Salvation is born of sacrifice, miracles of misery. From shattered shards, a new crystal legend will arise. Yes. Let anger be your strength. Despair. Despair and save us all. Lo, the day of wrath is come.
And then the game just decides to hit you in the feels. Over and over and over again.
Anger didn't drive us. We just had things worth fighting for.
Yet again. How many times must you fail?
Let me go.
Retake the form of Ragnarok. Deliver us that which we have too long been denied.
What do you want?
Steep yourself in hatred. Let it infuse your soul with the strength it craves. Your awakening demands an offering of pain.
Vanille, run.
No! I swore I wouldn't run away anymore. I'd rather fight and lose than give up without even trying. Bang!
Miracles out of misery. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, Fang. Who'd be dumb enough to swallow that crock?
Sure. We've all had better weeks.
We're alive!
But you can't be. Could be more Fal'Cie smoke and mirrors.
Fang, I'm sorry.
We made you go it alone.
Second time now, isn't it?
But where were you?
Somewhere cold and dark. Just thinking about everything that happened up until now. And then it was like...
It was like I had a glimpse of the future. Everyone was smiling and laughing. Even Sarah. Even Light.
I don't know. A new focus or something. Thinking didn't really make sense, of course. I mean, knowing we were worm bait and all. But as luck would have it, next thing I know, I feel somebody pushing me right along.
You were there too, Fang. Same side. All of us. Together to the end.
Listen, you're not alone anymore. We have a new family now. We stick together, you hear me?
Yes, I promise. We promised, didn't we?
Oh yeah, things are happening. Forgot about that.
The brand of a lassie. The symbol of the focus we all faced. The mark of the fate we all shared. Proof of the promise we all made.
The heroes never die. Come on. We've got a world to save.
If we have the power to destroy Cocoon, then we have the power to save it. You say you want your day of wrath, do ya? Well, it's coming right up.
Tom, we gave the people what they really want.
We can do it. I know we can. We made it this far.
Right.
Let's make a real miracle happen.
Lady Luck sure ain't on his side.
Overreach yourselves.
No, we overreach you.
Is that so?
You don't believe in anything. You gave up on life before you were even born. Sat poisoning Cocoon from the inside, waiting for someone to come and destroy you. Sure, you think the end of the world is salvation. All you care about is death's release. So take it, and leave the rest of us alone. We don't think like that. When we think there's no hope left, we keep looking until we find some. Maybe Cocoon is past saving, but it's our home, and we'll protect it or die trying. We live to make the impossible possible.
I like how the
Is our focus.
beginning of this entire like final chapters starts with them like riding in on their Eidolons and showing what like all of them can do together with their Eidolons. But here you have the exact same type of scenario where this time they're not calling it their Eidolons. They're saying we're gonna do it. I just think it's a remarkable use of symmetry, contrast, the way that they balance out the fact that yeah, they've got all this power, but when it comes down to it, they make their own decisions. The other interesting thing about this is the form that the boss takes, both this one and the previous one. The only thing I can figure is that this is Orphan's true form. And the one that we just fought previously, I'm actually going to hit retry here because I need to reset my gear and stuff. Because the tactics of this are a little bit different. So the other thing, like the previous form after Bartandalus dies, and the only thing I'm figure that middle form is the combination of Bartandalus and Orphan, which is why it has the lighter side and the darker side, and the darker side looks more like Bartandalus. The lighter side looks more like this form of Orphan, which I think is another. I don't know if that's confirmed anywhere, but it makes sense to me because then like they destroy that. And the Bartandalus part kind of melts away, and the real Orphan is born. So what we're going to do here real quick is set up our old equipment, because this part of the fight is going to be on a Doom timer, so we just want to do it as quickly as possible. So we're going to set up the way we always used to. Still We're going to do this, and then we're going to give you a morale talisman. Morale. Thank you. You're going to get... I probably have to still take it off of... Yeah, I do. Take those off. Give you... Roar Scarf. Sprint Shoes. Blessed Talisman. You get the final set. Morale Talisman. Aurora Scarf. And Sprint Shoes. Now it's worth noting that you can actually kill this next boss, the orphan, with just by using death. But you're running on a Doom timer, and at this point you don't necessarily have the resources to boost the potential casting ability of death. So you're almost better off just killing it. We need to get rid of this because we don't need it. There we go. And we don't need this. There we go. And we are setting this as our default. Alright, and then we can skip through these again because we've already watched them. As soon as it decides to let me skip it, there we go. Seen it. Oops, seen it. Bunch of cutscenes to skip through now that we've watched them all. Alright. And here we go. And we're immediately hit with the Doom Clock. He's going to block all of our damage until we get him staggered. But that gives us time to build up debuffs on him. Oh, I need to deliver him. Not summon, deliver. Thank you. Alright. So we can get 5 debuffs on him. We've got 3 already. We still can get Curse and Slow. Curse. All we need is Slow. Not that it's going to matter. If you struggle with this fight for whatever reason, you can always set the battle time to slow instead of normal battle speed. And that'll give you more time on the Doom timer, but of course all your queuing will go more slowly. But it usually, with Doom timers, it does tend to be more, gives you just a little bit more time. Alright, so we're going to use Try Disaster to revive him up. By all means, just, keep whacking at me every once in a while. Got chain gauge up all the way. Hopefully we won't need to re-stagger him. I mean, we're hitting the damage cap on basically all of our attacks, so... And he's dead long before Scourge. Or Smite, I guess. Whichever one we have at the moment. Boom! Crystarium expansion! Our final Crystarium expansion is now unlocked for post-story play. And we get the actual final cutscenes again.
We're here to stop him. We've come to save Cocoon, right?
Right.
Now remember that the whole thing was once you kill Orphan, Cocoon falls out of the sky.
Stay together!
Hey, grab my hand.
Okay!
Fang! Vanille!
Vanille?
Wishes can come true. But not if you just wait for miracles. Red. Miracles are things we make for ourselves. Here and now.
There it is. Everyone's turned to crystal.
Wake up.
Okay, I'm gonna turn up the volume on my TV because this is one of my favorite songs in all of gaming. So if it overlaps a little, I apologize.
They did it. They saved the world.
Yep.
They gave us a new one.
That's one gift I'll forgive him for not rapping.
I mean, you could argue there's wrapped in crystal.
This is as much as we can do. The rest is up to you.
Does this mean we completed our focus?
Cocoon's seen better days, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I'd say that qualifies as a demolition. Focus complete.
Whatever you want to believe.
It really is a miracle.
My brand! It's gone!
It's easy to lose sight of things in a world as wide as this one. But if you keep going, you're sure to find what you're looking for, sooner or later. Look there!
Sarah!
It is.
I hope this doesn't end up like the
Sarah!
Kingdom Hearts finale, and they make me take out this entire sequence. Just because it has a copyrighted music in it, except it's still the game, and it's.
I guess they meant for this to be goodbye.
Well,
And again, we've changed our fates before.
Come on.
Okay.
I missed you.
you can't not include this in a Let's Play of the game. I mean,
It's okay.
Hey, come on, the apologies can wait. We got a wedding to plan. You are gonna allow it.
Wow.
Right?
You don't waste any time, do you?
No, I don't.
That's right, just charge in, guns blazing.
I've pretty much come to the decision that I am not going to make any money off of this channel.
Make her happy.
I believe you.
I am setting up / have set up a Patreon account that I will hopefully have some kind of rewards for people who would like to send me money, but
Not even fate can stand in their way.
honestly I do this for fun.
We held the light of hope in our hearts and achieved the impossible. Now we live on to greet a new dawn.
Like I said at the beginning of this, I created this channel and particularly chose this game to expose people who are not aware of the depth of the game and its value in its own right. And I think to leave out the final cutscene would just be criminal. Alright, so we don't need to watch any of the rest of this. The rest of this really is all just credits. There's no other story development in there. They leave that for 13 too. Just when you get this far, make sure you go ahead and keep the save file that it offers you here in a second. This one, I'm going to turn the volume back down before it gets too crazy again. Alright, no, I don't want a new save. We're going to... yeah, that's fine. This was my new save. We're good. Ironically, on save number 13. Interesting. Alright. Where are we here? Yep, now we're at an hour and 10 minutes. So let's just hop into the next part, which means we go in and we load this save that we just created. And then what it's going to do is put us back here, right before the final boss fight. So technically we're still in Chapter 13. I just call it Chapter 14 because we've unlocked the ending of Chapter 13, and it's basically a new chapter. Although nothing story happens in it. But so now we've got the final tier of the Crystarium for everything. Which means for the secondary roles on the final tier, we get all 3 of our final role levels for each one. And then on the primary tiers, you just get a whole bunch of stat. One thing that you are always going to get, the last node is always going to be the 5th role level. The other one, you're always going to have an accessory slot here. In one of the roles. Your primary roles, there are no more abilities to get. Actually, I don't think there are any abilities in any of them. Oh yeah, there are. Okay. Your secondary roles still have some abilities to get, but your primary roles, you don't have any more abilities. It's all just stats and then the final role level, and one accessory slot somewhere in one of your tiers. So that's one thing. The other thing worth noting is the reason I built up so much CP is for the first node alone, it's 30,000 to get there. By the time you're done, you're pushing 60 to 120,000 depending on who it is. And then the secondary ones, I think, are even worse. Yeah, they're basically 60,000, 120,000 all the way around. So yeah, so we still got lots of leveling to do, and a whole bunch of missions and stuff that are now unlocked that weren't previously. And in order to get there, we just have to go back this way, go back through the warp to the entrance of Orphan's Cradle, which is the first area of your Tesseract. Eventually. Once it loads it. Alright, here we go. Alright, so the only part that we have access to is this little tree here that now has a portal. You remember that cloudy portal at the end of the three-prong thing. So you can go back down and do this battle if you want to. But you don't have access to further on in the Tesseracts, or further back this way where I'm not fighting that. So this is as far as you can get, and there's no, remember when we originally came down here and got the cutscene that opened up the branching paths back here, which is where we kept going to go deeper into the Tesseracts, those don't exist anymore. So you have access to these 2 fights if you want to farm for Scarletite and perfumes, I guess. No reason to do that, really, if you've gotten this far. Unless you need the Scarletite for some reason. So then we just have these other 2 portals, one of which leads back to Eden, the beginning of Eden. The other one leads back to Valus Media, which is where the rest of your anything that you're going to do is at. So all of the post-story stuff takes place here in Valus Media. You can always come back through the portal, or not Valus Media. I mean, you go back to Valus Media, but everything gets done on Grand Pulse from here on. You can always come back through this portal and go back and fight Bartandalus and Orphan again, if you wanted to. Alright, so here we are back on Pulse, and from now on the destination marker will always lead us to this portal, or to Erba. Actually, I don't know if it will lead to Erba. I know it always leads here if you're close enough. I just can't remember if it also still leads to Erba, so you can take the ship back. Because the cutscene doesn't exist anymore, so I don't know that it does. No reason to ever go back to that. Well, there is. There's one more Seath Stone out that way, but beyond that, there's no reason to ever go back that far. Alright, so we're going to save. I'm not keeping this save file because I have another one that has actually, as you can see, 319 hours of playtime. That's not actual playtime. That's when I leave my game running overnight or whatever, it adds up. But so that's with everything unlocked. So that's the new save, the save that I keep for that. Alright. So here we are. And that's going to be the end of this episode. Starting in episode 20, we will start, or 40, we will start doing post-story stuff. And we've got quite a few hours left of that, obviously. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the storyline of the series.